This could possibly be the perfect option for churches that want to live stream and have multiple cameras and do a lot of great things on a budget. But it can also be used for churches that want to live stream, but they want to be mobile. Maybe they're having services outside. But we're going to unbox it now. We're going to see how it works. We're going to test it out, and I'm super excited. I hope this is going to be a great product that we can offer our clients moving forward. So let's just jump into it and open the box, see what we got. Here we go. So this is what you see when you first open the box. It's just this thing, which is it's pretty well made. It's not might be some kind of metal casing or whatever. It's not super heavy. It's not super light either. And you can see right here on the back, we have an HDMI in, an HDMI in, a USB in, and then an HDMI out. And here's a connector for Ethernet, so you can plug it directly into your internet source. It's got an audio in, so like an analog audio feed, and then USB Type-C to hook up some other things as well. And so this is an entire screen. And then on this side, you can see this is interesting as well. You have the ability to enter a SIM card. And so the beauty about having the ability to enter a SIM card is that you can make this a mobile streaming option that works through the data of like your mobile network. So you don't even have to have internet. You can just plug in a SIM card here and connect and go mobile using cellular data to stream from. So might not be the best thing, but then you also have here a SD slot for a regular full-size SD card, which we'll get into that here in a little bit. And then this little thing here is for like a tripod mount. So you can actually put a hot shoe tripod mount on this and put it on top of a camera. You can mount it on a tripod. You can do, you can put it however you want it. But overall, it's built really nice. Let's jump in and see what else we have in the box. So we have the instruction book here. So if you do want to put a SIM card in it, they give you a little tool to do that. It's inside that little envelope. Come on. All right. Now below that, we have a few things here. We've got a regular HDMI cord, a second HDMI cord, and this is the tripod, like hot shoe mount. So it's actually got a ball head on it, but that would slide like right into like a digital camera off the top, which I don't have one in here to show you, but that's how that can be used. And then we've got the USB-C power adapter here, and then it's got a nice kind of velvet carrying case. Now I haven't read the instructions or anything for this yet, so we're just going to power it on and see what kind of mischief we can get into. We're choosing our language, so I'm going to hit next. English. Oh, the touchscreen works really well. Select my time zone. So I'm connecting through Wi-Fi. See if I can remember my Wi-Fi password. Okay, so it's gonna have to update, so I'm letting it download its update here. Now I don't have an account, so I'm just gonna see here. Send a verification code to your email. So now that I am signed in to Yololiv, again, there's no subscription or anything like that, but now that I've done that, I'm going to plug in a camera source. Click plus to create a live stream. So here's demo. I'm going to click on that. That's my live stream. And there we go. So now that I'm in the live stream, I haven't set up YouTube. I haven't set up Facebook, Twitch, or the custom RMTP yet. Now, if I have it set at 720p, I'm going to switch that to 1080p. And basically, if you can see the movement in the preview, not the actual preview, it's like real time, but the frame rate of the smaller preview is a lot slower than normal, and I think they do that just to kind of conserve a little bit of the processing power here. I have my Gopro over here. One of the reasons I wanted to try with the Gopro is because sometimes the Gopro doesn't work well with other pieces of hardware. Okay, I've had to play with it a little bit and figure out some camera issues. The GoPro wouldn't play with it very well, but I'm going to actually put in an SD card so that I can record to it from this thing. and I am going to use it to give some files on here to show you how this works. So when you want to go live with the Yolobox, once you connect all your accounts, which you'll hit that little profile thing up there, it gives you some settings and everything. You can see your recorded videos if you've got any of those, you can see the versions. You can connect to Wi-Fi, see your network settings, and set up any of the accounts, which I've set up YouTube to go to our church setup page. So in order to stream, now what you have to do once you're connected to the internet is hit the plus button and name the stream, which I'm just gonna name this demo, and click OK, and I'm gonna create this. And once it's created, you can see I've got these live streams up here. I'm going to click on the one that I just created. So this is completely blank, and you can see I have no sources. I've got the church setup, account set up, but none of the others. And here's some settings down here. Now, before we start plugging in cameras, let's just talk about the settings here. So in settings, you can go to video switching mode. You can make it where you double click to switch it, or you just click to switch it. I'm going to come back. You also have videos that are coming from the SD card that you put in, and you can say to pause when switching, to resume the first frame and pause when switching, or continue playing when switching. And I'm just going to use pause when switching. And then SD card management, I've got this card, I don't need to do anything to it. And then you can power on the HDMI loop through, which is the output. So if you want to have an external monitor maybe that's that you can view this on, you can do that. If you want to run out of this into OBS, you can do that as well. So if you don't want to stream from this, you can actually use this as a video switcher, and from the HDMI output, you would come out of this into a capture card into OBS and just use this as a video switcher. So you don't have to use this as a streaming. You can actually use it as like an A10 mini or something, and some people might actually find that attractive. But let's go ahead and start putting in our video signal. So I'm going to plug in my first camera here, and we're going to see it. It's going to detect, and this is my face camera. And then I'm going to plug in the Panasonic G85, and I'm going to let that connect. Get this cord out of my way. So now I have two video signals. If you can see this, I've got the HDMI 2, which is my one camera over here, and then I've also got my face camera, which is the one that you normally see. So now I'm done with the settings. I can click on this one, and you can actually do a scoreboard. So for churches that have like a volleyball tournament or softball or anything like that, and you want to stream that out, you can actually include a scoreboard and manage it all right here. Super, super helpful. I know when I was a youth pastor, we did softball tournaments and volleyball tournaments and stuff like that all the time, and it was just super fun, but we were never able to live stream. If we had, this scoreboard thing would have been so attractive to me. And then if you have if you're running this straight to YouTube or Facebook, and you're not coming HDMI out to OBS, then you're going to want to understand the audio that's coming in. It's going to do automatic, which means right now it's capturing audio from HDMI 1, which is the overhead camera, because that's the camera that I have selected. But when I go to HDMI 2, the automatic is going to start pulling audio from this camera instead of the overhead camera. And that is not ideal. So more than likely, you'll either plug an audio mixer into the USB, like right here, you can see I have a podcast Rodecaster Pro. I could actually come out of this USB or from the Scarlett, like we provide in our kits, or any other USB audio interface, plug directly into there, and then you would select USB as your audio tool. If you want, you can actually run just an analog plug-in jack to that that small input jack there, and click line in, and all of that, or local video if you have footage from the video or whatever. But there's a bunch of different options for audio there. When you click on this, it's going to show you all the platforms that you can stream to. Now, again, you can stream to all of these at the same time, and it's going to take quite a bit of internet upload speed. So I recommend going one or the other, or doing a custom RTMP and linking it up to a tool like Restream, so that Restream would then connect to YouTube and Facebook and all these others, and you would only be uploading once to Restream, which we talk about that in some of our other videos as well. And then here with this kind of stack icon, you're able to add overlays. So we've got these here. I'm actually going to come out of this. I'm going to go back into platforms, and I'm going to enable church setup, and I'm going to do a unlisted stream. I'm going to click done. And now it's saying, okay, I'm ready to go on church setup. You can see it's turned on, and I'm going to switch this to 1080p, and then I'm going to hit this record button here. So if you click this camera icon here, you can see you can actually start recording to this disc that's inside. I'm going to start recording. And now you can see the icon change. Now it's telling me that I'm recording as well as I'm about to stream. So since I'm recording this, hopefully the footage is going to be good, which you're seeing now. You're actually seeing the footage from the Yolobox that I've taken off the SD card. I am now going to hit this record button. And now I am recording and I'm streaming. It's going to take a minute to get up, and while it's doing that, I'm going to go to my YouTube channel. So I am clicking now onto my computer, and can't see it very well, but if I switch views here on the recorded thing, you can actually see that I am watching the live stream there on YouTube. So it's actually working. I am connected through Wi-Fi, so my bit rate is pretty low because my internet speed can't be fast enough, but there we are, and we are live streaming, and I'm able to switch camera views just by tapping. And you know, I could have a pretty good live stream just like this, and switching from my camera views back and forth without any problems. And you can see, if you're watching, I'm going to show you now the footage from the Yololiv that I'm recording to the SD card, and you can see I'm easily switching back and forth, and you're getting the video from that. So let's do a couple extra things. So right here we've got a good live streaming setup, and we can start. I've got the audio actually coming into the computer, but I don't have any audio coming into that, but that's easy to do. But let's add like a logo overlay. So I'm going to click this stack button here, and I'm going to click the plus sign, and I'm going to say image overlay because I want a watermark, and it's already detecting the watermark that I have on the SD card, which is just a transparent PNG file. I'm going to click done, and now you can see that it's put my church setup logo right over my face. I'm going to scale it down, and then I'm going to drag it over into the corner, and I'm going to click done. And now when I select this overlay, you're going to see the logo pop up, which is just really cool. Now you can have a cool logo. You can do the same thing with lower thirds, and I've got an animated lower third. I don't know if this is going to work, but they allow you here to build your own lower third straight into the thing. So I can put here, let's see if I can enter in title here. Let's say Ryan. Be good if I could actually type. It's not the keyboard's fault, it is my fault. Scott. Next. Church setup.com. Done. So now I have this lower third. I'm going to drag it down. If it'll let me, let's see. Scale it. I'm going to scale it up. Let's see, I should be able to drag it. There we go. So I'm going to drag it down, and I'm going to click done. So now I have two overlays, right? I've got the watermark that you're seeing, and I'm going to turn that off, and then I'm going to do the lower third, and I'm going to bring that in. And now you're seeing that I've shown the lower third, and I can pull that out as well. I can show it again, and you can have as many of these as you want, and all you have to do is click a button and it shows up, which is really cool. You click it again and it goes off. So let's say, okay, what if I want to do a countdown before my stream starts? I'm going to click add a source, and I'm going to go here to SD card video, and I'm going to click that, and it's going to bring up the videos that I actually have on my SD card. So I'm going to click this this countdown. Actually, I'm going to load, no, can only load one at a time. So I'm going to click that. It's a countdown. I'm going to click another one. I'm going to do the same thing, SD card video. Apparently you can only add one video source from an SD card at a time, I guess. Okay. So now, let's say before church starts, this is what the live stream is going to look like. There's the countdown. The countdown's going. And let's just pretend that the countdown is over. And I'm going to just select me again. And there I am. I'm live. Super easy. Super easy to do. And let's look at one more thing here. If you click this, it's going to change the view. So now I'm full screen, right? And I've got a few options down here below. I'm going to click this one, and it's going to bring up my options here. So now I've got a full screen monitor that I'm using. And I can turn that off turn that off by clicking off of it. But now I can actually see full screen what you're seeing on the card. And if I want to switch camera views, I just pull that up, click the button, and now I'm back to here. Now, I'm not sure what kind of video quality that I'm getting off of this. The live stream does look okay, especially for streaming on Wi-Fi and streaming at less than 1,000 kilobits per second. But now I'm going to come back. I'm going to switch back over here. It just looks good. I'm super impressed by it, especially if I was using this as a switcher. I could actually mount this on top of a camera and have a monitor for the camera and just do an HDMI through source and do stuff like that. So this, to me, it's telling me that there's no sound. I should check the settings of my camera, but I'm not recording sound through this right now. If I wanted to record sound, I'd either record sound through the cameras or put this in. I would probably actually use the USB and hook up an audio interface or a mixer of some kind through USB. So let's talk a little bit more about these things. The USB option, it will allow you to plug in a webcam. You can plug in a digital mixer. You can do all kinds of stuff through USB. Like if you wanted 3 camera options, you could actually plug in a third camera through the USB. There's a USB Type-C port over here as well, but as far as I know, it's used to charge the thing. So as long as I've been playing with it here, it's lost about 20% of its battery. So it's still at 73%, and I've been going for quite a while playing with it. But you could actually plug that in and have a powered setup, or you can run battery if you want. A single battery is going to last as long as, you know, a normal church service. But like I said, you can plug in an external USB mixer. You can do all kinds of stuff with that. You can do analog audio in. There's just this. I'm super impressed by this. And the thing that I haven't talked about yet, you do audio in, you can actually plug in headphones too to monitor the audio that's coming. So if you had to edit the audio and you're sitting here, you can actually turn up your headphone volume right there. You can master and mix your audio as you go. It's just, there's so much stuff you can do. And then the thing that I'm not sure about, but it should work pretty well if you have good cell phone signal, is that if you wanted to go completely mobile, think about being at like a football game or something, and you're wanting to live stream and be completely mobile. You just put a from Verizon or AT&T or something, put a SIM card in here, and then you should be able to, they've designed it so that you can stream just using mobile data, and it becomes its own little hotspot. So you can take this, you can take a couple cameras as long as you had the batteries charged, and you could stream without any kind of hookup from the football field with multiple cameras and a scoreboard. And let's demo the scoreboard really quick, because I want to know what that is. So Scoreboard Display, we're going to say the period is the first half. We're going to turn on, oh, please open the scoreboard first. So there's the scoreboard, team 1, let's see, team info. We're going to say team 1 is not Columbia. Team 1 is, let's just say Seattle. Team 2 is, we'll say Texas. Now we have Seattle and Texas. You can add logos if you wanted, but I'm just going to click done. And now I have a scoreboard, and you can see I've got the scoreboard thing here. So let's see. Time is on. I can choose the time. I can automate the time as it's counting up. You can do whatever you want. Period is the first half, and I can change the score here. So I can show the scoreboard. See, you see the scoreboard there. We're in the first half. Texas is leading 7-4. I can pull it back up, and I can turn that scoreboard off, and it disappears from the recording. You can bring it back up, turn it on, and say, you know, this team scored another touchdown. Whoops. And you can then display that, and then you can turn it off. And I'm pretty sure you can drag that around somewhere. I just don't know how to do it. So that it moves around. But anyway, really cool thing there. So if you're thinking about getting a live streaming setup for your church, the Yololiv, I think, is going to be a brilliant solution for churches that don't want to spend a lot of money. It's cheaper than getting a streaming PC, and it removes the need for another streaming PC. If you don't have a lot of room, if you're just trying to set things up and get things running without having to build, a whole video area to house a computer and a monitor and all of that. If you want to be mobile, I mean, this thing just has so much potential to be an amazing piece of hardware for churches. So I highly recommend it. Now, if you buy this on its own, I think it's just under $1,000, but we're actually putting together a package for churches, a single camera package, a double camera package for churches featuring the Yololiv that you can buy at churchsetup.com, that will come with everything you need to run the Yololiv as your own recording and streaming setup. And so I'm excited to actually see the footage that this recorded. It's streaming in pretty good quality, especially for me being connected to Wi-Fi. And so I'm highly encouraged. I didn't know what to think when I opened this, but this is an awesome piece of equipment. So there you go. Could this be your next live streaming piece of hardware? It could be, if you want the flexibility and the low profile version of this, and you want the simplicity of just tapping around like it was an iPad or something like that, with full 1080p, 720p, you can change whatever it is. So much potential here with overlays, with video, with local recording. You could put digital audio. It's everything that you need to stream. So if you're looking for a budget setup, this could possibly be one of the best routes to go. So I know I'm going to put it to use, and I'm going to use it. I really like it. So stay tuned to how we actually implement this, either in our church, or how I'm going to do it right here in my studio, or if I'm going to do this with as a mobile rig. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. But that's the review. I'm super excited about this piece of hardware, and I think you're going to like it if you end up getting one. So thank you for watching. churchsetup.com. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you on the next video.